Hi. Well, thanks for the introduction and thanks for having me here. It's really a pleasure. It's my first time in Bilbao, and I'm looking forward to discuss Premium with you. And I think the first presentations and the debate here was really interesting because I did my thoughts as well. I mean, realizing that you go a couple of thousand kilometers and you go speak on Premium and you realize you don't know what Premium is, right? That's kind of a problem. On the other hand side, you know, it made me think that every day in our business, I mean, we work with creating premium products and services, experiences. We don't talk so much about it. And I'm trying to give you some viewpoints on how we see premium. And I think, as you'll see, you know, in the presentation, for us, I mean, luxury is not an option because that's not what our clients ask for. I'd rather focus on stretching the concept of premium, maybe going a bit, you know, down in the market, so make premium relevant for more people. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. On the flight, I thought, I mean, now I go down here and we talk about premium, right? In the midst of a crisis. I mean, the world is probably in its like lomium and we talk about premium, right? Maybe we should talk about not the nice to have, but the need to have stuff. Stuff that really solves problems. And it made me think, if premium has a future, what is it then? And actually my conclusions, I mean, you're going to be happy to hear about it. Because the first thing is we need premium because the world is full of crappy products, crappy solutions, stuff that doesn't work, and somebody designed them for not human beings, right? You know this feeling, right? Standing at the ATM or trying to enter something and the door won't like open and stuff. And I just keep wondering, I mean, who designs these very unpremium experiences? I mean, right? Or this one. Bad service or even no service, even though it says on the door, we deliver great service here, right? But you tried that, okay? And the thing is, again, I mean, I don't know who makes this. I mean, without any consideration for clients or customer relations, as you discussed. I mean, that's really the basic part of this, right? Or this one, it's an old photo, but I mean, let's be honest, it hasn't changed, right? Going from landside to airside in an airport, it's still not a premium experience. It's a security check. Why hasn't anyone come up with, or like been able to rethink this whole thing? I mean, people get anxious, nervous and everything. I think, you know, I would look at it differently, say, and really craft like a premium experience around it. I think the airlines, I mean, should worry about this as well, the airports and so on. You know what that is? You tried it? It's not premium, right? I mean, somebody you know spend a lot of time and resource on figuring out the perfect packaging, right? Without any thought on like how a user's gonna open it. In the States, it's called wrap rage, you know, the frustration you feel when you can't open a package. And to be honest with you, I think, you know, in premium, even luxury products, you find packaging that's so hard to open, really. So you end up doing like, you know, 90% premium, forgetting about the packaging, or 80%. To me, premium, luxury, whatever, that's a 100% thing. You need to go all the way and think all touch points and interactions with the customer. Second reason for why I think premium matters is that we live in a time where everyone is competing with everyone, right? You know, I mean, the digital age, suddenly, you know, like IKEA starts doing consumer electronics and Sony has to listen up, right? And I think the only way of really gaining, and also keeping your competitive advantage is by having a premium ambition. If you don't have a premium ambition, you go middle of the road and it's easy to copy you. I mean, and you know, some parts of the world can even copy our products like, you know, faster, better, at the same specs at a lower price. But the premium part of it, I think is interesting. This like, you know, immaterial, intangible stuff. And we need to think about it. I took this example with me because it's like, well, it doesn't really show, but a lot of our customers are banks, and we kind of like, you know, tell this joke once in a while and they spit out their coffee. What would happen if Apple decided to go into consumer banking? You know, delivering, I mean, born premium, delivering a premium banking experience from day one. What would happen, right? I think it's interesting to think of this. And the point again about this is that Apple, you could define that as a premium brand. So the premium is really a strong weapon in competition. No matter, I mean, also if you want to go to cross-industry and move into another competitive space. So when I'm not working at designit, I have this, it's actually my favorite job. I'm the jury chairman of Index. How many of you know Index? It's the world's largest monetary design award. It focuses on one single thing, and it's designed to improve life. And that kind of this work influenced me in my way of thinking about premium. Every second year, we hand out 500,000 euros to 5 designs that somehow, improve people's lives all over the world. As you can imagine, it's not like luxury stuff we're talking about here. One of the most, I think you mentioned, Natalie, the iconic part about being premium, really. I think you're very much, it's really true. Some of the iconic products that we rewarded was the Life Straw, turning filthy, contaminated water into drinking water, safe drinking water. Or the airbag helmet, you know that one? A Swedish invention. It's pretty nice because, I don't know how much you bicycle here, but, back home, we do it a lot, and hundreds of people get hurt every year because they don't want to mess up their hair, so they don't want to wear a helmet. And these girls came up with a wonderful idea saying, listen, we got to make a no helmet. Let's make an airbag instead. That became, unfortunately, a very expensive product, but I think it has a bright future. And actually, I wanted to show you these slides because, also stretching, the perception of premium a bit. This is not premium. I saw that in, I think, a Sky Mall. These in-flight magazines where you can buy all sorts of premium stuff. And this is an obese pet escalator. And that one was the premium version. Don't ask me why. But it's stuff that you absolutely don't want to design and you don't need it, right? Lose some weight instead. So just want to give you a bit of insight in our work experience. And the first case I'm going to show you is, I think we touched on it already. The whole digital thing, changing everything, because a lot of the premium in the future, if you ask me, sits, in the interaction. It's not about, the phone, the shape, and the materials and all this. It's what's happening on the screen and what it links to. So what we realized working with mobile banking is that, mobile banking somehow is setting banking free, and it's born premium in a way because you give, the user a power tool to just do his banking. It's like playing, with your iPhone almost. And what we learned about it is that, banks are really interested in happy customers, but they don't want to spend time with them. So what happens if you give them the right tools and you craft a great user experience around these tools so that you can use them, right, is that people love self-service. Self-service, doing all the work, being happy about it, turns into a premium experience. And that's what we really want. So point is that, these 3 mobile banks, right, they do basically the same, has the same functionality, but they have different user experiences, different brand experiences built on top of them. But the main thing, the ergonomics in these tools are so great that people actually use them. And if you ask me, this, the usability, that holds a lot of premium in it. I'm going to show you another case. Maybe we don't get closer to luxury at designit, but 1 year ago, Audi approached us at the Munich office and asked us they had a very bold vision of creating the future dealership, a personalized digital dealership, taking care of the problem that, you can't have if you want to go to the city centers of big cities, get in touch with new kind of customers, you can't have 50 cars in that limited space if you have, let's say, 400 square meters. So they needed to turn everything digital. We were a lot of consultancies working on this. We worked on it for almost a year. And the part we took care of was the customer experience and the interaction design. And I'm saying this because what it was at the beginning was a great vision, but it was a showroom, right? But if you put a lot of technology into a showroom and you want people to interact with it, right, then it becomes a bit complicated. Imagine, I'm just going to show the video now and I'm going to speak over it. Afterwards, I'm going to show you 2 videos without speak so you can get an idea of what this was. But the thing is, yeah, I hope we can get the video on. Yeah, that's the magic. Yes, please click. Let's see if it works. Yeah. It's, you know, Mac is premium, but when it comes to connecting to other devices, it's a bit, you know what, we just skip it. I'm just gonna show you these ones. Can we get some sound, please? Okay. Until then, I'm just gonna like do some talking. I mean, what you see here is the interaction concept, right? The vision was to be like inside an iPad. I mean, not having like a dead showroom where you just look at stuff. We wanted people to co-create. We wanted the customers to come in and configure their dream car and having this seamless experience without being able to touch a car, actually. And that puts a lot of pressure on how you do the interaction design. You know the feeling between having a phone that doesn't do the things you want it to and then having something that just feels right? I mean, imagine you remember the first time you tried an iPad or a touchscreen, right? Amazing experience. This is what we wanted to create. We don't want to create like a distance between customer and sales guy. So what we also worked a lot on was not crafting only, you know, the interaction design on these like multi-touch tables and the big walls, but also the very customer experience, including, I mean, in that kind of shop, right? What kind of sales guy do you want? You definitely, if you want to go premium, you don't want like a guy jumping on your back, I want to sell you a car, right? And then he's silent for 2 years and then he wants to sell you another car. You want deep interaction, right? And we tried to promote that with crafting a new customer experience. And I'm going to show you this one. I hope we get the sound on. Okay, you got to imagine the sound, okay? So also like, you know, realizing when we started out, I mean, having this big empty showroom, I mean, how do you design a space for creating interaction? How do you design a space for, let's say, a bus full of Japanese tourists that want to go into the shop in London and just interact with the wall? Or the banking guy in his lunch break who wants to buy an Audi, right? You would need a private room for that. So everything is crafted around like giving both visitors and potential customers a great experience. And it's not about like selling you know, like as many cars as possible to as many people as possible. It's the right cars to the right people. You can see the rest on YouTube. I think it gives you an idea about, I mean, how we worked with this space. So in everything we do, being designers, right, we always rank it like this. We work for excellent clients. I mean, we have dream clients, right? But somehow, even though, I'm not talking about Audi or the banking guys, but some of them, they set out with a great ambition of doing great stuff. And very often what happens is that, you know, it doesn't get that great because everybody in that big company wants to have a say and a fingerprint on the solution, right? So very often, I mean, you end up like doing something that is really so-so, or just like you get satisfied customers, right? And I think premium is about getting excited customers, right? We don't want to have like the satisfied ones. Everyone can get that. We want to create excitement. So people start talking about their experience and recommend it to other people, friends, social peers, and so on. And this one, I mean, you know, this is the easiest one to create, right? I'm really underwhelmed, right? People think it's really easy to go premium. I don't think so, because it's this again, you know, the 100%, not the 90% thing. So a bit about the process. I just got to keep track of my time. I get carried away by this. So what we do, it's really no magic. We just involve users. And I'm going to show you, just give you some insights in the process we use. First of all, it's important to understand what problem is it that you're trying to solve, right? You can come up with great solutions to the wrong problems. That doesn't make any premium, if you ask me. So what we try to do if we get like a task of, say, you know, reinvent some kind of retail experience, we don't look at the point that the client points at. We look at the whole flow, the service journey, the full experience somehow. I mean, what does it help if you want to create like, you know, a great experience inside the banking, inside the branch, if the parking facilities are really bad? I mean, you can't do premium like that, right? So what you've got to do is always not consider the problem at hand, but all the other problems that are kind of, you know, part of the same composite. And very often we do that together with our clients because it turns out, you know, they're smarter than us, actually. I mean, we're just designers, but if we can get the client on board, co-create with him, it really gets great. We visualize a lot. We storyboard and we brainstorm. It's much easier, to build a premium experience if everyone, in every department of a big company agrees on what to make. Very often, each person has his own project inside his head. Our task is to build it right in the middle of the table or on the walls, visualize what we want to happen, actually. Sometimes you can also do, like if you want to create a customer experience, do role play. That's a good way of checking out if, like a new service experience works. We do a lot of mock-up. This is from the Audi one, very primitive, the first model we made, with a big slanted wall, just to see how this big wall would work. We can't figure it out. You've got to go out and try. Go talk to your customers. Go try it with someone. It's a fast way of getting there. And also, like in totally non-premium areas, we do the same process involving users and help them come up with ideas and co-create with us. This is a service guy, installing circulation pumps, energy pumps in houses. I mean, look at his hands. The client wanted to move him from a big fat device onto like a smartphone because it's cheaper and he wanted it, but the fingers are too big, right? So we had like fantastic co-creation session with these guys with oily fingers, how do you use an iPhone? I want a premium experience for these guys as well, right? And the thing is, I would really love to try this with, for example, a rich, Russian lady doing, bling bling, new Russian luxury. Co-create with people that, where money is not an issue, they have problems as well. So I think the method could be used upmarket as well. So the future of premium, just my final remarks on this. I think it's interesting to discuss how we can stretch premium in a meaningful way to keep our competitiveness, right? It seems somehow, that the boat is rocking a bit, right? Because when George Clooney, he doesn't buy like an Aston Martin, but buys this funny car, right? What's happening here? Is this becoming the new premium? Or what about like young people? We met lots of them while doing automotive work in Munich say, we don't want a car. No, it's not premium to me. It's expensive. I have to pay insurance and parking. I just want like something like Zipcar, right? Does that become the new premium? Of course, car makers get a bit worried, right? When people suddenly reject the cars and just wanted to turn it into like a service. And I think another marvelous example of this, like, something is changing out there. You know the story about Nokia, with all, like, thousands of mobile phones, right? And only one service. They even had like a luxury brand way back, the Vertu phone. And suddenly, another player, popped up, and that was Apple with one phone and a lot of services instead. And I don't know 5 years ago, I would say, luxury premium would be this thing. But somehow that guy over there, right, kind of like smashed the whole category and reinvented the rules, created a new playing field, and became the new master. And then funny things, in new markets, like Louis Vuitton shops with a queue. That's not like, it's not luxury, it's not premium, right? But it happens. Or, I don't know if it's a fake plastic bag, if it's a real one, but people putting trash in there, Louis Vuitton plastic bags. So, there are some weak signals that something is changing out there, right? So my point is, premium, whatever happens, starts with putting the users first. Rich, poor, whatever. You need to know what they need and then craft the right solution for it, right? We want to go for at least 4.5 star experiences. And another thing we need to focus on is that even luxury, even premium focuses on real problems. Don't create like wonderful premium solutions to problems that only exist in your mind. You need to find out by asking the people you're doing it for. So to some people, right, a glass of safe drinking water, that's premium. To others, it's like, yeah, the next bag. It depends on how thirsty you are when you're in the desert, of course. But you know what? What's my time, actually? Huh? I'm doing fine? Okay, good, because I had like one last thing I'd like to show you, really. And it was a bit of inspiration that when you go home, I think you should go and check Springwise. Do you know that site? No? I think it's pretty cool because I can't demonstrate it here, but what happens is, I can do it like this. Springwise is a big, big network. It's a Dutch network of trend spotters. And if you lack inspiration of like what's going to be the next big thing? What should I do? How could I expand my product or my digital experience surrounding my product? Springwise is a wonderful space. It has like thousands of ideas, new trends out there, new business models, new experiences, with a very brief description, like in a headline and a sub-headline, and then some links and so on. It's the fastest way of being really creative. And over here, it hardly shows, but you have all the categories, like outdoor, food, transportation, automotive, healthcare, banking, whatever. So these about, 20-something industries you can categorize. So if you're in the food industry, you go out and check the food. Tons of new ideas. I really recommend you to check it out because it might inspire you for the next premium or the stretch we talked about. So I think that was, that was my 5 cents in the debate. Hope you enjoyed it.